Welcome back to J&J Dynasty. We're going to get right into this video here. So let's get rid of the thumbnail and let's go. So this is going to be the second last draft of video that I'm going to do, unless I do a total recap. But this is adding two August drafts. Couple points of note. There is a couple in the very last draft. Three guys got 84s instead of the 85s. They were drafted outside. They were drafted in the 120s and stuff. It's A.T. Perry, Pukanuka, and Mohammed Ibrahim. Okay, so just putting that out there. So once again, this is going to be an August ADP. So this is going to be 25 grand total drafts. All right, and we're going to be talking about the rookie ADP for May through August, first week of August. Two teams additional. Got one more video I'm going to do, which is going to add two more drafts because they're a little bit slower than these. These all started August 5th, so first week of August. A little bit of risers and fallers on this. So let's get into it after I say. We're going to be doing this again next year as the grand plan. So if you want the ADP on one quarterback, PPR, standard dynasty rookie leagues, come back to the channel next year. So hit the subscribe button and hit the notification so you can see the most updated stuff. Most likely people are in redraft, so this will also help with the August numbers to see where guys are grabbing guys in rookie drafts and where they've been grabbed the entire off season here. All right, so let's get into this. So the first round, again, we are looking at Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Smith and Jigba, and Addison. So as you can see there's several different colors. The red to the far left, the green, the black, and the purple. Those are all different months: May, June, July, and August. It shows the overall ADP there in blue. That's a grand total accumulation of all of their ADP for the 25 different drafts. You can see May, June, July, and August all broken up individually, so you can see what their average draft position is per month. All right, so August and May are going to be a little bit light. July is very heavy because I think there was 13 total drafts in July, most of them here at the end of the month of July, but that's what it is. So Quentin Johnson sitting there at 5, Zach Charbonnet, and the reason he's on the thumbnail is you look at how he's moving up on boards. End of August and end of July and even into August, he's only been picked after pick 7 twice, and this started pretty early. So he's kind of separated himself and put himself in his own little tier. I mean, you've got basically the top 3 that are virtual chalk. I mean, just put it out in the chalkboard originally. You don't even need to do it. Addison and Quentin Johnson. Addison's been preferred slightly over Johnson. And then Charbonnet, he's in his own little section there, averaging 7.7. As you can see, Richardson, Kincaid, and Flowers, those guys are pretty much interchangeable, 8.2, 8.6, and 8.8 through the whole spectrum of the draft there, right? So then you also have A-Chain, Miller, and Sam Laporta. Laporta has jumped over Bryce Young. So Bryce Young has been falling, right? So that's why I put him also on the thumbnail. So you get a riser and a faller here real recently. On the next slide, you'll be able to see this, all right? But Sam Laporta has been pretty much locked in here in the last several weeks. 5, 6, 8 drafts, pick 2, 1, 2, 2. But overall, he's going off as the 12th rookie on average. So once again, the far left shows you what his average is as far as rookies are, and then the average draft position. So that is going to include in the MFL drafts that I'm watching. That will include the rookies or free agents, or non-rookies, the free agents that had been dropped previously, right? Or were dropped and cut to make room for the rookie drafts. All right, let's get into that. All right, so we have Bryce Young at 2.1 here. All right, Rashawn Johnson, who's been flying up boards here recently. You look at it, 10 and 11, he's been in the first round here the last 2 drafts in August. So Rashawn Johnson is a mover. People are loving the hype on Roshan Johnson, or some news came out that I didn't know about. Jonathan Mingo, Tajay Spears, Stroud. Some news must have been coming out with him, or it was a Houston guy wanted him, number 8 overall, if you can see that in the last column there in the purple. Um, Tank Bigsby, Michael Mayer has been vaulting up boards a lot higher here recently in August, 11 and 16. Marvin Mims, even with the news that um, Patrick is out and KJ Hamler has been cut, Mims hasn't shown a big increase. When that news first initially came out, you can see here towards the middle of July there, you got 16, 15, 14, 19, and now he's going back in the 20s. So, am I looking at the right line there? And no, 11, 19, that's what it was. So that was Michael Mayer that did that. I apologize. Then you have Rushy Rice, Chase Brown, Jaden Reed, and Josh Downs. Okay. So that kind of finishes it off. But as you, again, I like to look at the monthly averages for these guys. And this is over 25 drafts for the blue ADP once again. All right. So let's go a little bit further deep into the draft. Not a whole lot is happening with these guys. Chase Brown has kind of died down since Mixon got re-signed. Reed and Down are almost swappable, but I've seen some of these guys. One of them always falls in a draft. One of them gets picked uh, uh, 2-8, 2-10, and one of them always drops to 3-2 to 3-6. It seems like. So let's continue on with the draft here. So we're into the third round, and Luke Musgrave, Cedric Tillman, Israel Abakanda has been falling. He's been free falling ever since Dalvin Cook was supposed to sign with the New York Jets a couple weeks ago when he stayed over there, and they projected or said he was going to sign on Sunday. So Israel's been just falling, and his numbers indicate that. So he was for a long time at rookie number 24. So he's actually slid down 3 spots, and he doesn't have much to go before he falls again. Because there's 2 other drafts, and one of them he hasn't been drafted in yet, and the other one he's drafted really late, so he could even slide further. Zach Evans is kind of an up and down kind of guy. Tank Dell, McBride, he's been sliding also at the end of July. Look at that. You can see there 85, which means he was not drafted. 70, 44, 43. So, 80, and that was at 35 and 24. Sorry. Tough to see some of these numbers here with the lights on and coming from the dungeon, right? Michael Wilson's been flying up boards. Sean Tucker's been sliding a bit. Luke Schoonamaker, remember him with Dallas? He's got the plantar fasciitis, so he's been sliding down boards, even though somebody took him at 29 in this last draft. Puka Nacua, he was one of the guys who was drafted like 90th or 110th. He was drafted after the 85th, so he got the 84 there for that last one. And then Deuce Vaughn has been making a comeback because the Cowboys haven't signed anybody yet, so people are thinking that he's going to get a pretty good share. We will see what happens with that. I still think that Dallas signed somebody, either Zeke Hunt, who is going to be almost signed, I guess, in New Orleans, but he's going now to the Colts to possibly sign, right? Let's move on to round, I think it's going to be number 4 here. So Evan Hall, who had the really nice bump when the Taylor news came out about him not wanting to sign in the Irsay fight. So Evan Hall was flying up boards here for a while. Eric Gray, very up and down. Will Levis, Boutte, Prince, Hooker, Darnell Washington, for some reason, he's been drafted here several times in the last couple drafts. Tyler Scott is making a nice push. He's been getting drafted rather frequently here at the end of August. Tucker Kraft, Chris Rodriguez, Hutchinson, and McIntosh. So as you can see, their average ADPs in the 80s when we get down to the bottom of it. So, and you can see how many times these guys have actually been drafted. And so we're getting down to the point here. You're just taking a chance, just a shot in the dark on these guys, right? All right, so Stetson Bennett, somebody loved him, another Rams fan. He's been drafted twice. So there you go. Brenton Strange, Charlie Jones. He was drafted only once, I thought, so that's bumped him up pretty good there for only being drafted once. Um, Clayton Tune, A.T. Perry is probably the guy who's been drafted the most. He's been drafted a couple times after the 85th pick. So A.T. Perry's a long shot guy that several guys have drafted him, right? Trey Palmer got off the schneid and got drafted here. Parker Washington, Justin Shorter, Cameron Letu, Trey Tucker, Mohammed Ibrahim. Those are the last guys that were actually drafted, and Zach Kuntz has not been drafted. So there you go. There's your top 60 drafted rookies through the early part of August. All right. So this is from end of May to early August. I think the recording date right now is August 7th. I'm going to be coming out with a new video here in 2 or 3 days, and that's going to be the final results. I've got 2 more drafts, one of them that I'm in. I'm done already with my draft in that league, but it's the early 4th round now. So look for that one coming up. So hit the subscribe button to get that information. Get that information next year. Also, hit the bell so you get notified that these videos are popping up here for you. And then leave a comment. Let me know if this stuff is helping you at all in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully you're making a trade based off of some of this information. Other than that, that's going to be what we have for this video. And woohoo, look at that. Popping them right on top of each other. So look for the next video in a couple days. Hopefully you enjoy this video. And good luck to you in your redraft and other leagues also. But this is the information for you. Until next time, take care. JJ Dynasty out from the well-lit dungeon tonight.